I pray this is not pixelated. I already see that the backlit is not working good. One day I'm gonna get this set up together. But what it is, you guys, it is Yo Girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like prison wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping, please, let me see justice before all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, we're here today. We are about to work on a t-shirt. This is my second t-shirt of the year. Project Reach the World. Project Reach the World is something that I do using my artwork to bring attention to the story of my husband being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced in Florida. God, took down. Yeah, so he's next week will be 22 years that he served wrongfully in prison. So to bring attention to his story, I do artwork, and I do famous people. I have done famous people. The last famous person you see me do is Queen Latifah, and she loved my artwork. Yes. So I just do whoever is the who's who, and so now I'm doing TikTokers. Y'all know the first one that I did was Mr. Danny Collins. Though he was famous before TikTok, now that is where he's getting a lot of his, you know, people know him from now is TikTok, right? People that wouldn't have known him as the baseball player know him as that TikToker that be keeping it real, girl, that be fighting for criminal justice reform. So, Trees Walk. Trees Walk is somebody that I found on TikTok. And what caught me was because she always put, I spent 27 years in prison. And she always says how she spent 27 years in prison and been out for 8, right? And she looks so young. Let me tell you, this woman looks really young. And I'm like, I could do math right. Ain't no way she did 27 years in prison. When did they lock her up? When she was born? Like, girl. But she said she did 27 years in Florida DLC and she been out for 8. Like, she does not even look old enough for that. But she is living her life after prison, and that gives me so much inspiration because, you know, my husband has been gone for 22 years wrongfully. I have been fighting forever and I have not found any solution. I got together like a couple of years ago. I scraped up, I finally was able to scrape up and pay a lawyer, and the lawyer did nothing for us. So he just took our money and ran basically. So it's really looking like to me that my husband's gonna have to do that wrongful conviction. So the rest of the wrongful conviction, I really didn't want it to last until we were freaking grandparents. But I wanted him to come home at the beginning part of our daughter's life, which he's missed that. Our daughter is 22. Um, we have grandchildren, and he's still gone. And he was taken from our family wrongfully when she was only 9 months old. So I'm fighting a losing battle. He's done more than half of his wrongful time. I keep wanting him to come home so that we can salvage something. Like, I wanted him to come home because I kept counting. I'm like, oh, I could still.
Stop making Amazon
What the
sellers
heck?
rich. I hate
Like,
telling
what
you
is
this, but
that?
every single
I was
time
like,
shop on
I
Amazon,
could still
they
have
make me
kids
something
at
like
this
me,
age, that
semi-passive
age. Would it
income.
stop
That's
playing?
not
I'm not
something
even
I
trying
can
to play
shop.
an ad, but it's playing an ad. I'm like, I could have kids at this age or that age, or I could still, and it was that holding on, but now there's nothing much left, right? Except for us retiring together. So I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? We can't fight this, so we're just gonna have to outlast it. He's gonna have to do his wrongful conviction, which I hate that. I hate that he's done 1 year. They've taken his life for something that, one, he did not do, and two, a crime that never happened, a fabricated crime. he's doing all that time in prison for. They had no evidence, no nothing. Nobody was hurt. Nobody was out. No nothing. No damage from this crime that didn't happen, except for the damage they've done to our family. So that was the whole point of Project Reach the World, which I started back in 2006. That's how long and hard I have been fighting. And still, nobody knows my name. Nobody knows his story. And he's no closer to those prison gates opening. So now I just got a lot of cool stories to tell. That's all. I don't have any, I don't know. Girl, I'm going to stop talking because this is getting rather depressing, right? But I keep doing it because, see, I put so much time into. I'm looking for a picture of her. I'm sorry, y'all. I put so much time into this that I just can't. To stop would be throwing a lot of artwork, a lot of time, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, a lot of tears, a lot of nights staying up doing artwork, a lot. It's just throwing it away. It's already not freeing my husband, but then to just take all of that. That was the sum total of my 20s, really. 26, I was 24 years old. That's when I started my rap career, and that's when I started really pursuing my art for real. And from 24 to now, I'm about to be 43. That's like taking all that art and throwing it in the trash. So I do continue Project Reach the World. I do still vaguely have the hope that my husband could come home, but I'm no longer. That's where that hoping that I say in my intro. I'm holding my breath for my husband to come home, and it's almost like at this point. But he has maybe another 12 to 14. Please stop playing out loud. 12 to 14 more years before he's done with his wrongful conviction. I'm trying to find a picture of her, which I always tell y'all I should have done this before I started. And I am going to play my Women's History Month, Women Who Inspired Me. I'm going to go ahead and play that. That is a video that I recorded a couple of years ago. And I'm going to continue to look for the picture of Trees Walk that I'm going to draw. Okay, so let me play that because it doesn't work well with me talking and painting and drawing. It does not work because it's hard for me to split my time like that. My mind like that. My bad, not my time. Okay, so we're going to play my Women Who Inspired Me video. Usually just, I don't even order stuff to an apartment. And I'm going to keep looking for the picture I'm going to draw of her. I'll let y'all see it in a minute. I get home and there's this box. When I look at the box, I see my school's name on it. I'm like, oh my gosh, so let me show you guys. This box had my graduation gown in it. Maybe I can find some on TikTok. Yes, I told y'all last year that I graduated. I was doing 2 degrees, but it just became too much, so I decided to just graduate with the 1 degree. I do have like 4 more classes, and I will have a 2nd degree, but I just need time to recoup if I even return back to school. I don't know. School is a lot. It's a lot. So just celebrate with me for now. Yes, to have this gown, this proves like all the hard work. I know like last year when I finished in like August, it was like, okay, you're finished, and it was nothing, like nothing that really just proved that, hey, because they had canceled graduation and all that. I wanted to graduate so bad. This is a time that you think about in your mind, like,
God, I can't find
if
nothing.
something happened to me, just push me across that stage. I didn't even know there wasn't gonna be a stage. Crazy. You don't know day to day.
Okay,
what's
I
gonna happen.
literally cannot
This
find
day
nothing.
that I
So we're
did
gonna have to go to,
5 years didn't even happen. So, they did have.
we're gonna have to go to TikTok, go to her TikTok, and we're gonna have to take a still shot of her from one of her videos. That's how we're gonna have to do it. So I can't find nothing on her. Like, look, literally, when I Google trees walk, what comes up is a tree. Hmm.
In 27 years in prison.
This is how I
I've
know
been
I
out 20
found.
years. A lot of you guys may already know me. Some of you guys, maybe this is your first time even hearing me. At the age of 16, I went to prison.
16.
I committed some crimes, auto theft, burglary. I did a long time in prison. During that time in prison, I messed around with women. I messed around with the female officers. I did things that the average inmate or criminal-minded person would do. I lived this lifestyle for a very, very long time. One day, God came into my life. He changed me and He saved me. And I want you to understand where I come from. Not a day of my life when I was out on the street as a teenager that I did not steal, either stealing a car or breaking in some house. The enemy had his hands on me real tight. He had a grip on me. It was like the grip that the enemy had on me, I didn't even think that I could ever shake it. But somehow God stepped in
Trying to get a
and He
still
turned my
shot.
life around. So when I come on and I say did 27 years in prison, been out 8 years, that's a testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first got sentenced at the age of 16, they sentenced me 25 years. I was facing 40 years to life.
40. That's what my husband got. 40 years.
Lied to anybody, just simply stealing cars and breaking into houses. Well, when they sentenced me to that 25 years, I did 20 years of 25. I got out. I wasn't even out. Good 5
She's
6
not really
months.
smiling in this
was
video.
back in
I wonder
prison.
where she's smiling. Yeah.
Did 27 years in prison, been out 8. Let me tell y'all about this time. I did 27 years in prison. I've been out 8. Spent 27 years in prison.
I
I've been out
can't
8.
find nothing. TikTok don't usually have pictures, still
Years in prison,
images.
been out 8. Now these are
It's gonna be hard to find a picture I want.
different in prison than it does in prison. Do girls in prison really get turned out?
Oh, there, she's smiling there. I caught one. I don't know if you can see it. She's smiling. That's what we gonna do. We gonna work with this right here. That's a nice picture too. Come on, screenshot.
7 years in prison.
Really? It moved. Okay, hold on. I had a good shot.
Girls in prison really turned out. Bitch.
Come on now.
Do girls in prison really turned out?
You can't, I can't even get it to stop where it was anymore. She had the perfect
Do
smile right
girls in
there.
prison really get turned? Spent 27 years in prison.
Come
Do
on.
girls in prison really get
I cannot stop it where I stopped it last time.
do girls in prison
There was the perfect smile.
really
Okay. We can work with that. It looked like she's smiling. Now, please screenshot. Screenshot. That is what I'm trying to do. Okay. Because you know when you draw it, if the image moves, you got to start all over. There's no... Okay.
7 years
So
in
now we
prison.
could go back to listening to my video of the women who inspire me, and I'm gonna start sketching the outline of this picture that I just found of Miss Trees Walk, and that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so let's get the video back started. I'm sorry, I should have did that before I even push play, but y'all already
They did
know.
have a little, last year they had a online graduation, but they said it was so like, everybody was just trying to figure things out last year. So this year they planned it a lot better and they're gonna have a virtual graduation, but they are letting us come
Okay,
together
that's a
with our
little better
families
look at the
school.
picture.
Like, you
Okay,
just
so let's
appointed,
start.
and we're gonna be able to take pictures on the red carpet with that
Hopefully you
captain
can
down
see
with
me.
our family, so you at least have like that memory, like, you know what I mean, like everything being virtual, like we're not virtual humans, we're actually real humans, do need some real, interaction, so I'm just so thankful for this. Yes, I cannot wait to go show my mom. Yes. Do you know, anybody that got more than one child, it's that one child that can't seem to get nothing right. Well, baby, I was that child. I tried almost everything, and my mom used to tell me,
That's the
"See, you're
center.
good. It's just you do the wrong things." Like, she was like, "You're good at like." Meaning you're very talented, you just don't
What
use
did I just
your
get on the
talent in the right
shirt?
way.
No.
But see, I'm kind of clueless
Really?
as to how to use it. So I try different
Girl, this
methods,
is not
hoping
working.
that some kind of way I come across.
But I'm gonna paint over
that
it
work.
anyway, so it don't
I
matter.
don't quite know how to, that is true, it's like, it's a missing link. Once I find that link, baby, it's a wrap, but yes, I'm missing a link. Yes, I tried so much, like nothing actually played out. And I would always have to return back to my 9 to 5, like I never could come up, like I always wanted to, it's like trying to do a pull-up. I never could do pull-ups, like as much as you want to pull your head
So
up
this
over that
is the
bar
center.
doing a pull-up. I couldn't even move, like bend my elbows a little bit, that's how it felt. Like I want to come up so bad, but I just can't come up no matter what I try. Now, I don't know if y'all can tell, I am a bit eccentric, crazy, weird, whatever you want to call me. My mother even, agreed. She called me her weird child. I was her weird child. I don't know, but I think I finally, really, when I went back to school, I could tell she was so, like, proud when I just went back. In 2016, I finally, instead of all that talk, I went back. I need to tell a deeper story about how I ended up even going back. But the inspiration, actually, I could tell it in this story, but I'll just wait until I get to that special photo. Because this is Women's History Month. So she was so excited that I finally went back to school. So that was my little plug for myself. I'm sorry guys, I had to go first. But yeah, hopefully that is inspirational to somebody. I broke all kinds of statistics, because there are statistics over those that quit college, that they'll never go back, that they'll never finish. And once you have a child, your statistic grows even more that you won't fit. Baby, I broke all the statistics, not to mention the statistics that's over black females, and broke them all. Broke them like board after board, like I was in the martial art, like I was sparring or something. I broke them boards. I broke them limitations. I broke them statistics. Yes, girl, broke them. So that shows that it really, if I can do this, like I'm a scatterbrain. I have physical disabilities. I have some mental limitations. I got some stuff going on in my brain that's all, wired up. It seems like backwards and stuff. And I still, broke those statistics. But I mean, most likely you can too. Yes. Okay. So now that is out the way, I do have a list. What I did this is a rush video, rush. And if I'm leaving anybody out, because you know this video gonna be loud as heck, because I got a whole list of folks that done, inspired me in my life, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody. If I am, I'm so
Okay,
sorry, it's
measuring
not on purpose, but,
the nose,
what
how
I
far
did was
down
I
the nose
broke
need
it
to
down
come?
by like my life, the aspects of my life, family, spiritually, friends, music, poetry, locally, prison life,
About right there.
yes, teachers. All these people inspired you in your life, and they have inspired me. So I'm gonna start out with spiritually, the women that inspired me spiritually. You already know that I grew up in the church. Like, anytime the church doors was open, I had to be there. It was choir rehearsal, I was there up under the pews playing because my mom was in the choir. She was a Sunday school teacher. She was, if the doors of the church were open, we had to be there for some type of reason. Youth church, there, at the church. That's it. That's the only time we really left the confines of our house was school and church. Which, school, that was bullying and all that. But I guess church, it was better because it was some kids that, we got along and we got to play. And yeah, so I think church was a little bit more freer for me to get along with people, but I still was that
Did I
shy
make the
person that
nose
like,
too
was on
far
the church
down?
band trying to sit by herself. So I don't know.
I might have, I don't know, but
We have-
this is still the outline, I can adjust and move up
we
and down,
had
left and
many,
right.
Counselors, youth counselors, like they
It's
would do
not
all
set in
kinds of
stone yet.
activities with us, and they shop at the mall with us. Every year we went on this big church. It was like a church retreat. It ended up being every summer. Like, that was the biggest event. That's how I ended up getting out of Florida area. Went to Texas a couple times, Austin, Houston. We went to,
Still trying to get my dimensions right.
I think we went to
That's why
Florida
you
a
see me
couple times.
scribbling over what I'm doing.
Tampa. That was the way that, that was our trip to get outside of, besides Chicago, that was the family's trip. So that was our way that we really actually went around, the US.
I think that's about right for the
So,
glasses.
when you
So I
go,
gotta
like,
move this line up
you
some.
find out that these women are women, like they were mentoring you.
So that,
I do remember,
same size as that.
I gotta tell that story time. I was at church. Now, I just told you how involved in the church my mother was. So I was the little poet, and we was in church one time. We was in the choir stand, and this story, oh my gosh, I better leave this for another video. But somehow, a kind of risque poem that I wrote ended up like being passed around the choir stand. Woo! It was passed around the choir stand. It's crazy.
So now,
But anyway,
yeah, I might need
long
to move my
story
nose
short,
up a little
that
bit.
is a funny story. So I
Just
will
a
do that a
tad
little
bit.
later, and possibly, later link that in the description box, depending on when I record that story. But baby, Mama was embarrassed about this poem that I wrote. Yeah. So, was a youth counselor, and she was like, you have such a great talent. Use your talent in that manner. Do not use, like, this was, I do a little bit of it in that video, let you hear a little of it. But she was like, yeah, don't use your talent in that manner. Use it for something productive. Use it to further somebody. Use it to uplift. And yeah, the women just, sometimes you have to take younger girls under your wing, and you have to mentor them. Like, I even had, with the situation of being Scarface, I had the first lady, she tried to, she did Mary Kay and stuff, and she tried to
Y'all remember
match
Mary
me up
Kay?
back in the 80s. Nothing matched black people's skin
You
colors.
so
Like
different.
back then, they had crazy colors.
Man,
Like
that's
none
looking
of
like
that. You got in
Muppets.
that sun, you look like a Muppet or something. So she tried to help me, like, cover up my scars so that I can build my confidence, because I always thought that that's what people seen first, and then they didn't see me because the scars were like in the way. So yeah, a lot of leadership right there within the church. We have the women that would take their time to like practice when we did the praise dancing. I used to be a praise dancer, and they would practice with us for hours. I still remember that praise dance. That's something y'all probably gotta see. But this was when praise dancing kind of first started. And you know, like the old school people that don't want to see anything new being done, they were standing up for us. They was like, no, these girls, this is how they want to express themselves, and this is how they're going to do it. So they would practice with us, and it was, I appreciate every last one. I'm not even going to try to name them because there was so many counselors over so many years, because I did grow up in the church. For Ren, yes, okay, so you already know, I don't really, never really had a lot of friends, but you know, throughout different phases of your life, you do have some friends, whatever. But the ones that stick out the most, so please forgive me, anybody if I don't mention you, that's why I only picked two of the biggest that really impacted me, because I don't wanna, you know, go there offending anybody. So there is one, we're gonna call her D. D is so, oh my gosh. Yes, I met her when I went to hair school. She was from Michigan. Yes, this girl was a go-getter. Let me tell you, like she used to be outside of the school, and we would, like most people when we came to class, like didn't nobody really want to do anything in class. So clients would come on Saturday morning, and D would be right out front, like in the little guest area, like the when you first enter, and they have like the school name, they have the products and all of that. That's where you sold the product. She'd be standing right up there up front. Hey, what's that? Girl, what you want in your hand? Oh, girl, I could hook you up. Whether she could do it or not, she knew how to sell you. Yes, she knew how to sell you. Like me, when people be like, Keita, can you do hair? Like, I'd be like, yeah, I guess I'm alright. And then I, you know, go and show out with this little braid do that I did. It was like crazy. I have skills, but I never want to say I'm good. Like, that's crazy. I never want to give myself credit. So I don't feel like I'm good until somebody else tells me I'm good, which I'm still kind of guilty of that, even with music. I didn't believe in my music until somebody told me that, oh my God, girl, your music made me cry. Like a grown man was like, your music touches people. Like, honestly, I didn't even realize I was good until somebody told me. But her, oh my gosh. And she was one of the only ones. A lot of the people that I did go to hair school with, majority of them did fall off. They didn't complete, they didn't finish. She finished, she opened her own salon, she had several other businesses. It was like, no matter what, she was going to, she was very
I'm
similar
about to
to
do that.
myself, except for she was outspoken.
Trying to see
and
how high
outspoken.
the forehead
I
needs to
think that
go
would be
up.
the biggest difference. But like when she seen I was into poetry, she was like, yeah, girl, go ahead, I'm gonna
So
record
from
you
about
doing this.
here,
Or when it was time to go out and perform, she was right there with me. It was like crazy, and I wanted to go to New York because she had this crazy, great poem about New York. Like, it was so many great stories, like during
Okay.
hair school and
so
stuff.
from here
Like,
to
you
the
don't find too many
glasses
friends like that actually go after
is
this
how
that actually go after their
forehead
dreams, and
actually
they
is.
encourage you to do the same. You don't find too many, so when you do find them, you need to like get all you can and learn all you can, so all you can from them.
picture's so
Because I
dark.
feel like when I'm around other creators,
Like my tablet, I don't know why it
other
does
people that
that
are
in
striving
light.
and thriving for different things, I become
About right
more
there.
like that. They're more of a, when you're around negative and
We can always
people that
adjust it.
don't really want too much out of life and just accept what's given to them, you kind of fall into that. And I'm almost like a chameleon. It's like I take on other people's like aspects and energies and stuff like that. So for me to stay, I'm not 100% positive like where I want to be, like 100%. So for me to stay in a good mind frame, I need those creative folks, those positive go-getters around me, and she definitely was one. That's beautiful. There is another one, yes. We're gonna call her. Okay, I could say her name because it's so that I could be talking about anybody, but she knows what I'm talking about. Karen, yes, this is someone that I met when I first started college, and she seen that I was quiet, and she always encouraged me to, like, she pulled me into the group. Like, I tried to distance myself in school as much as I could. You know, I'm an outcast. So I always tried to dip myself separately from everybody. And it's like she reeled me in, pulled me in, like, hey girl, come over here. And she always pushed me, like, my schoolwork, like, I'm gonna end up showing y'all some of it. I was not the best graphic designer. It felt like in school, like, oh, it was so crazy. I feel like everybody just had it, that it factor. Like, they just knew what they were doing. They had the best design. I was the one that my design struggled, and I was always the one that the teacher didn't quite know how to tell me that it wasn't, you know, that great, or it wasn't on industry level and this and that. So I just would beat myself up before I turn any project in. I've already beat it up, tore it up, I critiqued it, I done ran over it, I done everything. And she would be one that's like, girl, your work is good. You're good. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, no, it's not good. I know it. But yeah, she pushed me. She also is an awesome graphic designer. She pulled me in, included me, always very inspirational. She as well will speak up. She will speak up for what she believes in. And yes, she took a chance on me, pulled me into her circle for what I don't even know. But yes, she was always sitting right next to me. Hey girl, come on and sit over here with me. Like, I would try to sit like on the back row by myself. And she's like, no, Keita, come on up here and this and that. So yes, thank you, Karen, for everything that you have done. Like, she knew I was that crazy scatterbrain brain all over the place person. Like, she would text me she would email me with certain assignments. She's like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that yet? And of course, I think she knew I did it, but she was just trying to keep me on track. And that is crazy. You do meet people in your life like that. And that is so special. And I'm so grateful to have met her and
Okay.
be friends with her. And it was awesome. Okay.
So I do think we are done. Perfect timing because the video is done. So we're done with the outline. I don't want this video to get too long simply because I take them and I try to put them on TikTok. I cannot see that screen at all, so I don't even know if you can see it. But I take my lives and put them on TikTok, and TikTok only accepts, let's do it this way, only accepts a certain length. Once it gets over an hour, it doesn't accept the live. To edit down. Hopefully this didn't come out pixelated. So that's the outline. It is so dark. I don't know why. In this natural light, you can't see nothing. I can't even see the screen. It's just black. But that's the outline. I finally started Trees Walk. It had been a couple of months ago that she was saying, hey, y'all, whatever y'all clothes, get me y'all clothes. I want to promote y'all businesses if y'all make t-shirts and stuff. And when she said that, I was like, ding, 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 ding,
I make t-shirts, girl. So I will make her a Project Reach the World t-shirt. I ran right out and bought the shirt from Michael, and guess what? Your girl got sidetracked because Miss Queen Latifah was coming into town for Mardi Gras. So I switched gears from the Project Reach the World that I was intending on doing of Miss Tree's Walk, and I jumped into doing Queen Latifah. So now I'm back to Trees Walk. All right, guys, thank you. It's your girl Cadillac. Thank you for joining.